Hello and welcome to Miniature Adventures, and this week I want to talk about keeping it in the family. Was it a success or a fail? So this week I'm going to continue to answer subscriber questions, although this particular question came up on my blogs quite some time ago, and in fact I can't actually remember, couldn't find it when I was looking for it, so I can't remember who actually asked me it, but I did write it down at the time. And basically the question was, have I ever played a game with a family member, and was this a success or a terrible mistake? And I definitely thought that was worthy of a longer, more in-depth answer, because I have played games with my family, and so I thought it was worth turning into a video. So apologies that I can't find the original comment to say who supplied the question, but it is an answer to a subscriber question today. So as anyone who has followed my blog for some time will know that I have played games with both of my daughters. My youngest daughter in particular, aka the young Padawan, has played quite a few games with me, and has even come down the shed of war to play with the rejects. She was involved at a very early stage in my play testing for the Bass game that I put on, the LRDG game that I did a quick strike video for last year. Back when I was preparing it for as a demo game, I got her to join in and move some figures around and just generally test me by coming up with things to do with the models that I couldn't have thought of, and we had quite a good fun couple of little games play testing the scenario that I'd set up. So she's helped me develop rules. She even came down the shed of war and played a large Anglo-Zulu war game, the Battle of Kambula, and beat two seasoned war gamers in the process, shaming us in the shed of war. And I've even taken her down to shows like Salute and some of the other smaller local shows. Indeed, both of my girls have come to Salute with me, and I've gone to some conventions with them as well. Would I say it was a terrible mistake? Well, of course not. We both enjoyed it. We've all enjoyed playing our games together, and as I say, my youngest daughter has even managed to win a game against seasoned wargamers, so no, I don't think it was a terrible mistake. But have I made wargamers of them? Well, I think it's obvious to say that playing the odd war game with my kids doesn't necessarily make them war gamers. So it doesn't necessarily mean the experiment was a success. However, I think by my own personal criteria, I would say that it was a success. So let me explain. I haven't made a war game out of either of my kids. That much is clear. The Padawan, 17 now, very sure of her mind, working hard on her A-levels and looking forward to university. And my eldest daughter is married with a home of her own, two needy cats, a hard-working husband and a busy job as a nurse. So neither of them really have got the time or the resources to be building armies and playing war games. They certainly haven't got the space for it. And in the case of my eldest daughter, the cats would be running across the battlefield anyway. I'm not sure either of them will ever play a wargame again, but that's not necessarily a problem. So while neither of them are wargamers, they are tabletop gamers, and they both have a very healthy interest in what some people would call alternative hobbies. Both of my daughters and my son-in-law, for that matter, play a lot of D&D, and of course this is how I got into the hobby. Today we all play role-playing game campaigns together. We have our own groups. There's even a bit of crossover. We join each other's groups occasionally. The Padawan, for instance, just joined me and my group of old grognards playing a long-running Ravenloft D&D campaign for a few sessions as a guest player. At the end of the day, they're playing with miniatures. They attend D&D conventions, and we all share the same love-hate relationship with our dice. So in that measure, I definitely consider my early days of gaming with the girls to have been a resounding success. And maybe I can tempt them to play something bigger with my collections at some point in the future. Maybe we can move slightly from D&D type games to something a little bit skirmish that almost feels like D&D and so on. And then you never know what might happen in the future. Certainly, I know and I am confident that when eventually grandkids come along, they will not have a problem getting into D&D and possibly wargaming, and they will all know how to paint models at some point in the future. So as usual, I'm going to throw this question out to you. Have you ever played a wargame with your kids, nieces, nephews, or any other youngins in your family for that matter? Was it a success? And did you sow the seeds of future gamers with those early sessions? As always, I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments below or over on my blog, Big Lee's Miniature Adventures. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe and share. And if you want to keep up to date with weekly content from this channel, please tap the bell notification icon. So until next week, stay safe, keep gaming and of course, keep rolling high.